Is it something that you could just get into? I mean, when I look at the work you've done over the years, I've heard you speak maybe a dozen times. It's always so it resonates so deeply. It's tactical where it needs to be tactical. It's foundational where it needs to be. But it's clear as I listen to you speak over the years, you're not someone that just goes, "Oh, we need to do that, but we don't have this yet. But let's just sweep that under the rug." No, you're focused on operation and making sure that you're set up to succeed. Is that a fair assessment?
It is. And, the secret to innovation, there's really a couple aspects of it. Number one, you're never satisfied with what you currently have. So you always question everything you're doing. Can we do it better? And then the other aspects, and I'm literally looking at a sign outside my window in the marketing space, is that we take the word no out of the word innovate, because it's so easy to have an idea. It's way out there and just say no. I don't think we can do it. There's too much aggravation. We take the opposite approach, and that enables us to lead with innovations, for example, with cryptocurrency.
Wow. So let's talk about this. I mean, of course, that's likely why everyone's listening. They don't want to talk. They don't want to hear us talk about the years and years of work you've put in and how that's prepared you for a crypto transaction. You were saying earlier that it's probably easier than a lot of people think. I want to just reference, let me just pull up here on your LinkedIn. By the way, DPB gang, if you're not following Kevin on LinkedIn, you definitely need to do that. And we'll link to his profile in the show notes. You said something here about how, here we go. This is about a week ago. You say, we have already accepted cryptocurrency for several card transactions, always looking to lead and be more consumer facing. So here I am being like, oh, good job. They did a crypto transaction. And you're saying, no, we've actually done a few of them. What does it look like? How do you even set something like that up?
Well, let me start with the birth of the idea. And it actually came from my dealer principal's kids. And they said something to him about, why don't we accept cryptocurrency at the Jeff Wyler Automotive Family? And he passed that on to me. So what I'd like to do to start out with, Michael, is some of the fears and concerns that I know dealers have everywhere, to include being on this podcast today. Number one, the volatility and the risk factor. So if you've played with cryptocurrency, you can see tremendous ups and downs in the value on a daily basis. So as a dealer, one of the big concerns is that, hey, if I accept cryptocurrency, let's say for argument's sake, it's $25,000 that I accepted. And 3 days later, when I go to finalize the deal, now it's only worth 20 grand. Did I just lose $5,000?
Right.
Of course, it could trend and go the opposite way. And then in the other respect, just the way we work, if I have a floating number because of volatility before I finalize that deal, how do I pay a sales commission? A sales commission is on a firm selling price, a firm cost, etc. So we started doing our due diligence last year in August to address these issues. And when I lay out how we're doing it, I think we're not only going to alleviate the concerns that dealers have, you're going to be surprised at how simple we're doing
it. It's funny you bring all of that up, because you're right. My first thought was, what are the tax implications?
Yes, that's a common question. And I got to share you, and this, please take me right, everybody in podcast land. I always, whenever you innovate, you get about half of the dealer audience is like, hey, great job. And the other half is like calling you a clown, a fool, every name in the book. How could you do something? And I'm just used to it at this point. But it also makes it kind of fun to walk you through how we approached it and solve the problem. I can talk about some of the taxation issues, but I'm going to tell you now, a lot of this is still gray area with cryptocurrency in accounting and how it's being taxed, not only in the United States, but throughout the world.